Hey everyone, so today I'm going to do a video just about general nail care and how to grow nice, long, natural nails. This is actually a question I get loads of times just whenever I do a nail tutorial video. Most people think my nails are fake, and I've said repeatedly my nails are not fake, they're natural. But I do actually have an in-depth manicure video where I show step by step what I do to polish my nails. So I'm not going to be covering that in this video because I already did one. Watch that other video, I'll link it below, you can go check that out. Okay, so first of all I do have to say that I am a reformed nail biter. Let me just tell you that you can stop, it is possible. So personally what I found worked for me is, like, I tried various things. I tried the nail biting stop stuff. It's kind of like a clear polish you put on top of your nails and has a bitter taste. It's not toxic or anything. You can buy that at drugstores. It's just when you bite it, it has like a really disgusting, very bitter flavor. That might work for some people. You could try that. Personally, it didn't really work for me because what happened is when I painted that stuff on, I wouldn't bite them, I would just tear them with my hands. So that kind of defeated the purpose. So for me, what really worked is always carrying a nail file on hand. I always had it with me in my purse or in my backpack at school or something like that. And whenever I had the urge to bite my nails, instead of biting them, I would just file them. And that kind of just broke the habit for me. What you can also do is, once you start getting to that point where your nails are still short but they look nicer, like the edges aren't all screwed up and stuff, is to treat yourself to buy a really nice, maybe even kind of an expensive nail polish and put that on your nails all the time, because then once your nails start looking nicer and you've got like a nice like nail polish on, you'll be less kind of wanting to ruin that. And for me that totally broke the habit. So I don't know, like maybe that's not going to work for everybody, but it did work for me. Okay, so the next tip is, once you start growing your nails, like once they start getting to a certain length, the main thing is that you don't want them to break. So for me, the number one tip that I learned is treat your nails like jewels, not tools. So what I mean by that is, don't use your nails as tools. And this is, people do this all the time, you know, if they go and buy something, they'll scratch off the ticket, like they'll scratch off the price tag and stuff with their nails, or they'll open soda cans with their nails. And just don't do that because that's like the worst thing you can do to your nails. It'll put a lot of stress on your nails, and that is actually one of the main ways that you break them. Also, when you do the washing up, like if you do any kind of housework or anything like that, always use rubber gloves. Always wear rubber gloves, because the water softens the nail. So the next obvious thing is nail treatments. Like you want to use some kind of a treatment on your nail that strengthens them. So you can use nail strengtheners. Like I like to use a nail strengthener or a base coat, and then I always have polish on nails and a top coat. So I'm always having nail polish on my nails. Nail treatments is really up to you. I mean, the one that I personally like is this one. This is by Nailtech. I have been using this. I first used one by OPI. I didn't really like that one. I think that one was called Nail Envy, and I didn't really like that, so I switched to this one, Nailtech, and this is the foundation too. And this one is really good for peeling nails. So for me, this personally works, but you know, this might not work for everybody. So I think it's just a matter of finding something that does work for you. You know, you can maybe try something from the drugstore, like Sally Hansen makes some nail treatments as well. Then I also like to use a top coat, and the top coat just gives you that extra seal on your nails, and like it just gives like another layer of protection. The one that I use is by Seche Vite, and this one dries like really fast. It's kind of a very thick texture. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to mention is nail files. So you know, like most people, they buy those nail files, like those really cheap cardboard ones. You come in like a multi-pack with like 10 pieces in them or something. Just throw those away. Don't use those. Those are like the worst kind of nail files that you can use in your nails. They're way too abrasive. They're just really not good for your nails at all. What you want to get is a glass or a crystal nail file. These are a little bit more expensive, but they last forever. Basically, it's just a file like this, and usually comes with like a protective thing, and they're made of glass or crystal, whatever, and these are just a lot gentler for your nails, a lot more gentle on your nails. The other thing I want to talk about is buffing, and you use these for the top of your nail. I only use these when I have a nail that's starting to peel, and then I'll just kind of smooth it out. Like I'll use, you know, one of the stronger ones and I'll just go right on top of it, and that can smooth out the nail. Don't use these after every manicure that you give yourself, or like don't do this all the time. Don't do this every day, because although these make your nails feel really nice and smooth, and this will also get rid of all the ridges and stuff, these actually take off a layer of your nail, right? Like that's how they work. You know, they buff the nail and then thereby taking off one of the layers of nail so that it gets like smooth. So the negative thing about these is that even though they make your nail nice and smooth, they also kind of just weaken your nail if you overdo it. If you're constantly buffing your nails all the time, the oldest part of the nail, which is like at the top, is going to be really thin because you've buffed away all the layers. So don't use these too much. Really only use these if you have really, really huge ridges in your nails or something, or if your nail is starting to split, or if not split, but if you have like a peeling part, then use this to smooth that out. So other things that you want to think about are just using some kind of a cuticle treatment as well. A cuticle treatment is just going to make sure that your cuticles look nice, that they don't look all ragged and stuff, because I think that's one of the worst things is like if you're wearing a nice pretty nail polish and then your cuticles just look awful, like if they look really dried out and stuff. So what I recommend is picking up some kind of a cuticle treatment. You can pick up a cuticle oil. I personally don't like those. I like those kind of creams better. This one is by Burt's Bees. It looks like this. Comes in a cute tin. It smells like lemons. It smells really good. There's another one by Lush that's supposed to be very good. I'm actually wanting to try that one out. It's called Lemony Flutter. And of course, using a hand cream as well. This will just kind of moisturize your hands. I don't use anything special. This one is just one by Nivea. The last thing I think that's really important that people often don't think about when they think of nails is what you eat. You're just eating crappy foods all the time. You're gonna see that on all parts of your body. You're also gonna see it on your skin. You're gonna see it on your nails, on your hair and stuff like that. So eat a balanced diet. You know, I think you can take some supplements to, you know, get stronger nails and stronger hair and stuff. I personally haven't done that because I would rather just eat healthy food and eat a very balanced diet than just eating crap and then taking supplements. I think that's kind of pointless. But you can do some research if you want about what kind of foods are especially good for increasing like better hair and better nails. I personally don't know much information about that, but I know it is something that's important. You know, if you fuel your body with crap, well, you're not going to probably have very nice hair and nice nails and all that. So that's just something I did want to mention because I think that is important, but it's not something that people kind of forget about. So yeah, I think those tips are the main tips that I can give on how to grow longer nails. My nails aren't actually super long right now because I just filed them all down because I wanted to change the shape. But if I do all those things, my nails grow really fast, they grow really strong, and they don't break very much anymore. They used to break a lot. That's giving you some help or some inspiration or whatever. And if you are a nail biter, you know, try out my technique and let me know if it worked for you. I know it worked for a couple other people that I've told that trick to, so maybe it's gonna work for you as well. And yeah, have a great day, guys. Happy nail growing, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.